This is my gray block for the church level in the Witcher style open world game. I'm using some gray block to use as a footprint for the terrain to nail the scale. As we walk through here, you can kind of see a reveal of a cross, which then indicates location of the church being here. You can kind of see the silhouette with this wall and gate set up here. I was thinking the father could be close to the path here, either crying or upset about his church being rampaged through the night. Here I have some environmental storytelling where the cart was being used as a ramrod into the front door of the church here, and as we move along we can see the fence has been broken down a bit from a cart to try to show a bit of a story from the marauders breaking in and starting, I guess, part of the lore as well. I wanted to have some tombstones that have been knocked over and kicked over, vandalized, as they were looking for something specific inside one of these tombs. So they kind of been digging around, stealing something like grave robbers. The architecture of the church has some doors and windows added as suggested for scale, which has helped out a lot. It's a smaller church. From the original one I had to adjust some of the scaling. Well, it's actually smaller than the actual original reference. However, the original 2D layout was a bit smaller, like the original footprint. So there's a little bit of back and forth there to try to make the space feel good for the player to move around and not get stuck up on a lot of these rocks that I had to push back, and have a bit of a slope as well, which I found interesting in this architecture. It was one of the few churches that were built on a hill, so I kind of want to have it slope in the back here, which would be like with water irrigation, make it kind of like a bit more of a marsh swamp back here, which the water for the well would also be in the lower part of a valley to collect more water. And I want to have some gameplay where the player is told by the father that there's a key or something of the nature of the key hidden in the bottom of the well, which needs to be retrieved. And then I had this crucifix here that it was destroyed, and you had to find like another piece of it, like the cross section, at another location, so that would solve like a puzzle. There's some kind of that would reveal like about the well, etc. Some of these buildings I try to match close to the original layout there. I did have to push them back a little bit further to kind of make room for the enlarged courtyard, graveyard for the church. I use it also, these rocks, I only started placing some, but they are used to block the player from attempting to jump up the side of these terrain slopes, because I wanted to control the flow of the player and use landmarks such as walking first in here. You can see the crucifix and the church, but also in the background, secondary, you can see the manor, the Baron's manor behind there. So using a bit of light, trying to get the early morning kind of set in here, the soft lighting, but also be able to see before. I had to kind of adjust it a bit. It was a bit dark. It's still a little dark. I might want to increase it a bit more, but I didn't really want to lose that early morning feel to it. So as we go along here, I wanted to dig a little bit more trenches, worn paths, cleaned up the road a bit. There was some foliage on there, like grass and stuff, so I removed that, the procedural foliage, some different variations in the elevation of these smaller huts or houses. To the right here we have placeholder object for the bar. And as we come back along this side, we have the other mansion here at the lower end of the map. I won't go all the way to the end, but there's another entrance from that side. Haven't really polished too much of this area, just a little bit overgrown. I don't know if maybe a little bit less trees and stuff to be worn, but kind of still wanted to give it kind of a woodland nature type of feel to it. While walking up here, you can kind of see the church being revealed, and as the player is walking along here, you can still see the graveyard, pointing to it being a significant landmark. As well, they can see the pathways leading towards the manor where the player's supposed to go. There's also, if the player wants to backtrack later on, wants to come back down, they can take this way and jump back down to the back of the graveyard. I should point out as well, there's an alternate route, like a hidden secret route that goes around the back there. The player can go that way, but for now I will just go the intended player route. Yeah, I had to know the terrain in the background as well, but I had to open it up a bit because the sun was in behind, and it was incredibly dark, and I wanted to actually see the sun, but yeah, it's all like placeholder. Here's some terrain just progressing up towards, and there's a little bit of a reveal of part of the manor as we make our way to the front door. So there's the front door of the manor. So there is also, I guess I could just press that. So yeah, there's that part of the church scale. I guess I can grab a screenshot now. F12 or so these are some of the buildings just seen from another perspective. On this side, I wanted to have the entranceway, the secret passage, way for the manor. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. It's fairly much to scale. There's the footprint, I think it fits on there. That's what I have so far. Looking forward to your feedback, and thank you.